Okay. Think that we are all ready. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Today, we'll be covering some of our awesome New England tours. And we'll take questions at the end of each discussion, so let us know what you're wondering about. I'm going to leave the group unmuted unless we start getting too much noise, so it'll be easy to ask any questions that you have. And before we get started, we do a drawing for 2,500 Anderson loyalty points after each presentation. Last month's winner was Pam G. of Beaver Falls. Congratulations, Pam. Tune in next month to see if your name is drawn. Each participant today will be entered into the drawing for next month. So we hope to see you. These are the tours we'll be covering today. We have our New England rail and sail to start, seafood and sandcastles, our Vermont highlights, and also Maine moose and lobster featuring Acadia National Park. Our first New England trip we're going to explore is our New England summer rail and sail. Many of you might have the chance to meet our wonderful tour director, Carol, who will be directing this tour. This departs June 17th through the 23rd. Our first day, we'll travel through Millionaires Row in Williamsport, PA. Next, we'll board the Hiawatha paddle wheel. We'll have an hour-long historic narration on the Susquehanna River. We'll overnight near Scranton, PA. Next, we are off to Saratoga Springs. We'll have lunch on OWN before our guided tour of the area. We'll check into our hotel to freshen up for the evening. I'll let you take a look at this video here. Then we'll have a wonderful sunset dinner cruise on this beautiful boat and take in the wonderful scenery. Give you a moment here just to take in the views. And there is no sound on this video, I do apologize. Incredible. Okay. On day 3, we're off to Vermont. Our first stop is at Keechee Gorge, known as Vermont's Little Grand Canyon. You'll have free time for shopping and lunch on your own. Next, we board our restored vintage coach train. We'll have a 2-hour ride with panoramic views of Lake Winnipesaukee on one side and vacation homes lining the rail on the other side. There will be many photo opportunities. We overnight tonight in Lincoln, New Hampshire. The next morning, we're boarding our train, the Conway Valley train. Travel back in time on this heritage rail excursion. We'll depart from the Victorian North Conway Station, built in 1874. And here's a clip of the charming town of North Conway.
There's something about our mind.
You will have lunch and free time on your own here, and then we depart for Salem, Massachusetts, where we will have a dinner included for you. We'll walk off dinner with a guided history and hauntings walking tour. And here's a quick video on that next. Here we go. Get you some sound.
The history of the 1692 Salem witch trials is an incredibly fascinating one, but it's also complicated and nuanced. So today, we are going on a guided walking tour to learn all about the real story right where it happened. Welcome to Salem! Woo! We are here the week before Halloween, which means Salem is bustly and colorful and exciting.
Welcome to the Witch House. This is one of the oldest buildings in Salem.
So our guide is walking us through all the events that led up to the hysteria of the Salem witch trials. It's a lot to unpack, and I'm glad they're so knowledgeable.
Locals like to talk about the curse of Salem. A lot of weird stuff has happened here.
I don't believe in ghosts or haunted things, but I just learned a pretty crazy story about the building behind me. It's a hotel now. I am not staying there.
The minister that was murdered up in the tower, sometimes at the right time of day, sometimes midday, you can look up and see him right in the window.
That was really entertaining.
This is now a museum, and it's open Saturday and Sunday. We leave it alone during the week so that these women can be in peace.
This tour is so fascinating. Our guides are amazing. We are now walking through the oldest neighborhood in Salem. Check out these massive mansions, and they've got cobblestone sidewalks.
You can see those little headstones right there? Those are actually footstones.
So it was Bridget Bishop in the first execution. 6 months later was the last execution.
That tour was awesome. It was the perfect combo of spooky meets informative. I feel like I got a deeper appreciation for the women who were labeled as witches, and we got to witness firsthand where the trials of 1692 happened.
Okay. After our overnight near Peabody, Massachusetts, we'll depart for our next train ride, the Cape Cod Central Railroad. You'll have a narrated excursion that departs from Buzzard Bay and travels along the canal to Sandwich. It continues to the Great Salt Marsh in West Barnstable before returning to Buzzards Bay. Then we're off for another adventure as we stop at the Woods Hole Science Aquarium. This displays 80 species of marine animals found in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic U.S. waters. We will check into our local hotel near Falmouth, Massachusetts, where you'll have the evening free to relax. Next, we start our morning boarding the steamship Authority to make our way over to Martha's Vineyard. And then here is just a little video to show you what you can expect.
Vineyard. It's just over an hour's drive where we'll pick up the ferry to the island.
But Martha's Vineyard really is just a charming, beautiful place. We're actually a bigger island than most people think. We're about 110 square miles, and we're made up of 6 towns.
Once you're here, you have 6 hours to explore Martha's Vineyard, and we're checking it out in style.
First stop's going to be the gingerbread cottages in Oak Bluffs.
Gingerbread cottages are unique in that no two are alike. Every single one has its own little character, and each family has designed it the way they like it, but it's based on how it was originally built in the 1800s.
I could totally live in this neighborhood.
Some of the finer points of Martha's Vineyard is get up to Aquina and look at the Gayhead Cliffs and Lighthouse. They're absolutely gorgeous, as well as 4 different places to eat and grab a quahog chowder or a lobster roll.
Now that tastes homemade, really. So we're at Mad Martha's. It's a super famous ice cream shop here on Martha's Vineyard Island. Nitro's chocolate chip cookie dough. I'm a happy girl now. While you're here, spend some time at the beach and dip your toes in the Atlantic. I had so much fun at the Vineyard. I'm so lucky I get to hop back in the shuttle and have a smooth, relaxing trip back to Boston.
Okay. Our final day, we'll travel home with a stop in Elma, New York, home of many Hallmark movies and the Made in America store. We will learn more about the store later. This is just a little bit on Elma. Okay, and here are the dates again for our New England Summer Rail and Sale. If you book by April 18th, you will earn double loyalty points. And if anyone has any questions, I'd love to take them now. I'll just pause for a moment. Let me take a look and see if we have any hands raised. That should be an option for you. And I do think that I have it set for everyone to be unmuted. So if you have any questions, just let us know along the way. But I will continue on. Okay, and now we are on to our Seafood and Sandcastles tour. Susan will be your guide on this fun tour departing June 19th through the 22nd. So let's jump in. Okay, we'll make a stop at the Made in America store on our way to Massachusetts. This video just shows you some of what you might find in this neat store. Dinner will be included before checking into our hotel tonight.
Opening event on Armed Forces Day.
Good morning, America. Your light shines on all the greatness in this land that we love. From the snow-covered mountains to the rivers and plains, from my front yard to Arlington, where that flag proudly waves. Good morning, America.
All right, get ready for a 90-minute guided tour of Salem, Massachusetts on day 2. This will be on board the coach. We'll learn about the famous 1692 witchcraft trials and the rich maritime history. Some of the cool places we will get to see are the famous House of Seven Gables, the old Burying Point Cemetery, and the Witch Trial Memorial. We'll get to spend more time at Pickering Wharf, which is situated behind the Derby Wharf breakwater, so the sea here is always calm. You'll find food, shopping, and spirits here. We'll get to see the Gloucester Fisherman's Memorial, built in 1925, also known as the Man at the Wheel. This memorial was built to honor the 300th anniversary of the town and its fishermen lost at sea. Here's the coolest part. This monument is actually a time capsule that contains 47 items representing Gloucester history in 1923. I would love to see what's in there. And
Portsmouth is...
We will get a guided tour of Portsmouth, New Hampshire. We'll learn about the architecture, colonial background, and the working waterfront. We'll see things like the John Paul Jones House, unique Moran tugboats, the Memorial Bridge, and the gardens of Strawberry Bank.
Temperatures are warm, humidity levels are higher, and there are numerous thunderstorms. One of the best times to visit Portsmouth would be in late May and June, and September into early October for the most comfortable temperatures and lower humidity levels. Portsmouth.
All right, we will travel New Hampshire's scenic coastal route to get to Hampton Beach next. This video will show you some of the beautiful route we will take. Now, when we do this, it will be in the reverse route, direction, I guess, but it's the same scenery that we'll get to see. So just give you a moment to soak in the ocean views here.
walls are too big. Can I get some comfort, please? I guess I should have been honest. It breaks in my heart. It's weighing me down, baby. I'm like a river that's overflowed. The sooner you know it, the less do we hurt. Let me speak the truth. I know you don't wanna face it. You think it's too late, but I can see past the rain. Won't you lay it on me?
That was beautiful. I could watch that all day. Of course, a major highlight on this tour is the Master Sandcastle competition. In 2000, a local artist was commissioned to sculpt a larger-than-life replica for the release of the New Hampshire Quarter during the Children's Festival. It was so unlike anything they'd seen before, but so well received that 2001 was the first annual Hampton Beach Sculpture Competition. This year is the 24th annual competition. They import and drop 200 tons of sand each year. Last year we got to see a lot of guest photos that returned, and they were honestly just so impressive. On our final day, we will have some free time in Stockbridge, Massachusetts before we make the trek home. Stockbridge is a year-round resort area, a really cute, quaint little town. This is just some of what that looks like for you here. Okay, this is a fun-packed tour. We do stay very busy and hope that you are up to joining us. The dates, one more time, are June 19th through the 22nd. Book by April 20th to earn double loyalty points. If anyone has any questions, I can take them now. Okay, and then we will continue on to seafood and sandcastles. Now, if anyone does think of any questions after we watch these videos, please give us a call. We love to hear from you. And if you're local, stop by to see us. We'd be happy to answer anything you have. And now we are off to the Green Mountain State. Let's check out Vermont highlights. This departs July 9th through the 13th. We will begin traveling day one to Rutland, Vermont, home to a picturesque downtown rich with community and art. We'll enjoy a yummy welcome dinner before checking into our hotel. We will start day two at the Teddy Bear Factory. This adorable factory started in 1981 when the owner began selling teddy bears that he made in his garage off of a cart. During this tour, we'll get to see just how much they have grown since then. we are off to the Shelbourne Museum. This is the largest art history museum in New England. This museum is a place for discovery and exploration. 150,000 expeditions are shown in 39 distinct structures covering 45 acres. There is a lot of potential walking here, but this is at your own pace to enjoy as you please. Next, a little treat from Lake Champlain Chocolates. Open since 1983, these folks combine creativity with fresh local ingredients to create gourmet chocolate. This is a great midday pick-me-up if you ask me. This evening, enjoy a dinner cruise on Lake Champlain. And then here is a super quick glimpse on board. I would like to sneak off and join you guys on this one. That looked beautiful. We will spend 2 nights in Burlington. Burlington has a thriving art scene, is home to many museums and educational opportunities, and has a full range of 4-season outdoor activities. After fueling up with some breakfast on day 3, we'll have some shopping time in Waterbury. We'll drop off at the Cabot Cheese Annex. Cabot Creamery Cooperative has been thriving for over 100 years. You might already have some of their cheeses in your fridge. In the same area, we can explore Danforth Pewter, Lake Champlain Chocolates, and Smuggler's Notch Distillery. Okay, next we are off to see some of my favorite guys, Ben & Jerry. Opened in 1978 with humble beginnings, they've grown as a multinational brand. Here's some of the fun that we'll see inside.
Hello. How are you doing? Good, how are you?
We're just looking at some of the souvenirs.
뭐가 페이버릿이야? 뭐가 제일 웃겼어?
아, 웃긴 거? 스윗 포테이토.
나는 파스 수요? 다 딕업 해가지고 없어졌어.
That flavor graveyard cracks me up. Next, we are off to the Trapp Family Lodge where we will have lunch included. If you've seen The Sound of Music, that story immortalizes the real Von Trapp family history. They came to the States in the early 40s touring as the Trapp Family Singers, and original structure was built in 1950 to start welcoming guests to the lodge. The lodge was devastated in 1980 by a fire and was replaced by the striking 96-room Alpine Lodge standing today. The property is still owned and operated by the Von Trapp family. We continue on to Cold Hollow Cider Mill to learn about the production of apple cider the old-fashioned way. Look forward to some samples here. On day 4, you will experience a guided quarry tour of the E.L. Smith Quarry. This is the largest operating deep hole dimension granite quarry in the world. You'll be taken to the overlook. Don't worry, no hiking boots required on this spectacular tour. I'm going to let you watch this for a moment because it is really cool.
Hunting alone, traveling from the deep forest into the sun, in war there's never an option to run. Oh, Geronimo, tears keep on falling, the nighttime is ours. Oh, Geronimo. Give us your soul.
Oh, hi, Lori. I'm sure some of you got to meet our fabulous driver, Lori. Here she is at Moore Sugar Farm, a throwback to a simpler, quieter time when generations of a family worked together to create a living on the land. Here, we will learn about maple sugaring and get to try the traditional maple on snow snack. After some time for lunch and shopping, we will continue to the Calvin Coolidge Historic Site, the boyhood home of our 30th president. Tonight, we'll enjoy a delectable farewell dinner before checking into our hotel. On our final day, we will visit the Vermont Country Store before hitting the road for home. This store was the first rural general store in the nation. They offer high quality and hard to find merchandise. So that was a bit of detail on our Vermont Highlights tour, July 9th through the 13th. Again, if anyone has any questions, please feel welcome to just speak. And then if you do book before March 11th on this one, you will earn triple loyalty points. Reservations made before May will still be eligible for double loyalty points. And I'll just pause a moment here. I would love to answer questions if anybody had some, but we will continue. Up next, Maine moose and lobster with Acadia National Park. This departs August 12th through the 18th. Rest up on board day one while we travel to Sturbridge, Massachusetts. Here is the Neville Lighthouse. We'll start here after breakfast on day 2. This is one of Maine's most popular tourist attractions. We will travel along to Newry, Maine, where we check into our hotel. We have a delicious dinner planned for you before we head back out for a guided moose tour. I'll let you enjoy the views for a moment before we continue on here. Good morning, day 3. We'll start with a photo stop at Sunday River Bridge. This was built in 1872 and is nicknamed Artist Bridge for its reputation as being the most photographed and painted bridges in Maine. Continue with me to Bethel Outdoor Adventure Center. Here, we'll get to have some fun sluicing. This is a special technique that uses water to separate minerals and gems from materials like dirt and mud. This is always a fun activity because you never know what you might get. Find treasures like amethyst, tourmaline, rose quartz, and more. We will have lunch included for you today before checking into our Bangor, Maine hotel for the next 2 nights. We'll have dinner on our own this night. Day 4 will start after breakfast, of course, at the Bar Harbor Whale Watch Company. This next clip will show you some of what you might see on our wildlife cruise.
Join us for an up-close encounter with Maine's famous Atlantic puffins on a Puffin and Lighthouses cruise. These parrots of the sea, once nearly hunted to extinction but now recovering, are just a short boat ride away from Bar Harbor. Join us on one of our state-of-the-art jet-powered catamarans, which include a full galley, lots of outside viewing, and an excellent guide to inform and educate you about all you see. Travel to Petite Manan Island National Wildlife Refuge, where you'll see thousands of seabirds, including razorbills, murres, and guillemots. Also nesting here are Arctic terns, the birds that have the longest migration on Earth, traveling all the way to Antarctica. Enjoy spectacular Maine coastal scenery and 3 island lighthouses, Petite Manan, Winter Harbor, and Egg Rock Lights. You can catch the boat at 1 West Street, Bar Harbor. Reservations also available at barharborwhales.com. The Puffins of Maine.
After cruising, we will enjoy a guided tour of Acadia National Park. This scenic day wouldn't be complete without a lobster dinner. We will have an option for those who might not like lobster, but if you do enjoy this is the place to have it. Here's Lori again. She can probably show you a thing or two about cracking open a lobster. After breakfast on day 5, we'll have some free time in Rockland, Maine. Rockland is known for its importance to the lobster industry and for their extensive working waterfront. Here we'll find shops, restaurants, and museums. Continuing on to Damariscotta River Cruises, where we will cruise and discover Damariscotta's river's wildlife and history, and its new role in oyster farming that makes this tidal river world famous. See the harbor seals in action or basking on the ledges while oyster farmers raise very tasty oysters. Then we'll have some free time in Freeport, Maine. This historic Bay Village is known for outdoor outfitters, shopping outlets, and local boutiques. Check out LL Bean, founded in Freeport. This is also their headquarters. Another exciting day will begin on day 6 after breakfast with a lobster pulling cruise. This trip combines the scenic beauty of Algonquin's shoreline with a first-hand lobstering experience aboard the finest kind one. You'll see traps hauled and lobsters caught by an authentic Maine lobsterman. Your tour guide will provide a detailed explanation of the lobster fishery and the many scenic points of interest along the way, providing you with many insights into life along our coast.
We released some nights for 2-3 days.
Only got one claw. The keeper?
Yeah.
You got a keeper.
A co-lobster. They only have one claw.
Yeah.
And they fight a lot and will actually lose claws. That will actually regrow though.
Like that one?
Yeah, this one's got a smaller claw, probably 3 years worth of growth. Too short.
Shot.
We don't sell them. You have to have a license to actually keep these. Yes.
Yeah.
Pull some up. You want to try it?
Yeah, let's do that.
They're very good.
The final day, we travel home. Here are the dates one more time for Maine moose and lobster with Acadia National Park, August 12th through the 18th. Book by April 13th to earn triple loyalty points. If anyone has any questions on this, I would love to answer them.
I've got a question.
Yes.
At an Acadia National Park, will there be any time on your own, or will the group stay together?
I believe that we will be together for the most part. Let me just take a look here. We'll be there for about 2.5 hours, and we will have a guided tour. So we might have some free time while they let us explore, but it will be structured with a local guide.
Okay.
Thank you so much for asking. Did anyone else have any questions? Okay. Well, and that's great. The whole, we want to be interactive and we want to answer any questions you have. So I encourage anybody, don't be shy. Ask us if you have anything or if you prefer to give us a call. Either way, we'd love to hear from you. Join us on these terrific tours to the oldest region in the U.S., New England. And again, we have our New England Railing Sale, seafood and sandcastles, both going in June. For July, we've got Vermont highlights for you, and in August, our Maine moose and lobster with Acadia National Park. And don't forget, the gift of travel is invaluable. You or your loved ones can purchase gift certificates online or by phone. We can email them directly to you or your loved ones, or we can put them in the mail if you prefer mail. And I thank all of you who joined us today. Your time is so appreciated, and we hope you'll spend some time with us on the road very soon. And if you are out and about, stop in to see us. We love talking about our tours and getting to see the people actually in the office, because we don't get to see you guys quite as much as our drivers and tour directors. And then here's our little Miss Maisie. We call her our office manager, and she loves to see you guys too. So thank you again for joining. It means the world to us. And I hope everybody has a great day. And we will see you next month for our April presentation. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you again.